Japan. Do you feel any changes coming?
I guess the BOJ change of the policy is one of the series of events in Japan. So BOJ change itself doesn't matter for the investors, regardless of GP or LP. But there's a series of events, including the company reform and Medi's recommendation to react the board to the serious M&A offers or something like that. So which change the investment climate. So both GP and LPs, domestic and global, now increase the interest to look at Japan. So BOJ is one of the elements.
The classic thinking is that rate increases are bad for M&A deals, but this cycle could be different in Japan.
Rate hike, it's not a hike, just a very small step from the negative to positive. So still the prime rate is below 2%. So as for the LBO loans or something, it doesn't affect the actual rate of the borrowing rate. So it doesn't matter for the money.
A lot of people talking about corporate governance reforms and improvements in Japan. That lift in the stock market, do you think that would lead to the private market opportunities and more, attention and activities?
Yeah, I guess the corporate reforms affect the two elements. One is the balance sheet issues, and second is the profit loss issues. So currently, the Japanese corporations, pay the increased dividends or share buybacks, which is relative to the balance sheet issues. It happens, so it's good for the shareholder stock investors, but nothing changed so much for corporate, profit and loss account. So we need to grow the profit. So we might change, the company will change the attitude toward that, but it will still take time to do that.
Most of your fund of that $10 billion US dollars, the AUM number, 70% is for large growth buyout, but 30% is for growth stage startups. Where do you see the risk capital in Japan going? Because JIC's job is really to fill in the gaps, because there isn't a lot of risk capital. Do you think people are ready to take on more risk in Japan now?
We are always looking at the gap between the demand and supply in the startup ecosystem. So it will change from time to time. But we pick up the 10 areas of for gap. So we invest in the for industry-wise, we invest in the deep tech or life science or climate tech. And stage-wise, we think we need to invest more seed stage and also the growth stage. And the investors now are looking at Japan as an investable market. So as for the institutional quality venture capital, number of those institutional venture capital is increased from 5 to over 10 over the last 3 or 4 years. So we anticipate more capital is coming from global basis or institutional investors.